Welcome into the Coach Josh Conklin Show, brought to you by Budweiser of Spartanburg. And Coach, not necessarily the way you wanted to start the season, a tough opponent to say the least, but just kind of give us your brief recap of what you saw and maybe what you've seen now that you've seen the video.
Well, I mean, obviously it came down to the three turnovers really hurt us and didn't allow us to get in that game early like we needed to. We knew they were going to be difficult on defense. We understood that. We knew they had a great, ground and pound attack with the forward kids. So it was going to be important for us to keep that game close early on. We had some critical turnovers in some key situations, which really hurt us. And then we never could really quite get the momentum back in the game. Now, there are some things that I think we took away from that game that I'm really encouraged about, just in terms of I watched the way that going in, I didn't know if Jimmy in our wide receiving core, I wasn't sure what that was going to look like. New system, West Coast style of offensive pass game, and I thought Jimmy did some really good things in the pass game, especially on those conversion downs on third down. Did what he was supposed to do, got himself out of trouble, stepped up in the pocket, and hit the wide receiver core. Defensively, come out the second half, excluding the 86-yard run in the second half, which was an explosive, easily correctable. We limit those guys to around 100 yards, which is way less than what it was, obviously last year against a good running opponent. So I think we know who our players are now, which you never really know until you play against real people and go into a real situation. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about the attitude of our guys, our coaching staff, and excited to get back on the field this week and continue to improve upon the things we need to improve upon and correct things we got to correct.
I don't know that you're going to see a better front seven in the FCS than what we saw against Chattanooga. That probably also has to give you some confidence moving forward.
No, it really does. I don't think when you go back and you watch the tape, we didn't get pushed around on the defensive line. I thought our guys held up throughout the night. Now, we didn't fit everything correctly. Sometimes Ford made some tough runs where we would hit him at 2 yards and he would gain 3 or 4. We got to get more knockback. We understand that. But up front with our defensive line comparatively to their offensive line and our offensive line comparatively to their defensive line, I didn't think we just got manhandled all the time. And that was encouraging to see because we really wanted to push our guys to do a better job in terms of the run game and our line of scrimmage.
When we come back, we'll talk about those second half adjustments that Wofford made, talk more about the guys catching passes and a freshman running back that really kind of showed some flashes early. You're watching the Coach Josh Conklin Show, brought to you by Budweiser of Spartanburg.
You can always count on the crisp, refreshing taste of Bud Light, just like you can always count on Always Game Gary. No bar is too far. No wing sauce is too hot. Not for Gary. Gary is the man. He's nothing like Keith. Keith never wants to do anything. Why are we even talking about Keith? Always Game Gary is famous among friends. He deserves a Bud Light. Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, AB St. Louis, Missouri.
It doesn't matter if you're active on the road or in the gym. Your body is your strongest tool. Spartanburg Regional Sports Medicine Institute is here to push you to the next level. With partnerships across Spartanburg County schools, we're here when it happens. We diagnose, treat, and heal at the Sports Medicine Institute to get you back and active, in the gym, in the game, and to the next level. We never quit because you never quit.
Welcome back in. You're watching the Coach Josh Conklin Show, brought to you by Budweiser of Spartanburg. And Coach, you guys are down 24-0 at the half. You made some adjustments. You moved the ball better in the second half, and as you said earlier, with the exception of that big play, you held them off the scoreboard. What were the keys? What kind of adjustments did you all make as a staff at the break?
I thought, Tom, going into that game, there was going to be some uneasiness, that there was going to be a momentum for us to kind of get settled in. New offensive staff, some new guys on defense, really a new system on both sides of the ball that we're implementing. So I felt like we were a little bit nervous. We were a little bit unsettled that first quarter, brand new season, 2022. But as the game went on, I thought we just kind of settled in. We did do some adjustments on offense that we got to, and I thought we started running the ball more effectively. We actually got into the red zone twice, had 2 critical turnovers, which we know. But there were some things that we did coming out of half that I thought we did a nice job of adjusting. Defensively, we just kind of settled our pads, settled into what we were doing. We're playing decent football and until the big one in the second half. So there were some things there that I was really encouraged to see.
You mentioned the quarterback play of Jimmy Wyrick earlier. He did a nice job, I thought, of spreading the ball around. You had a lot of different guys make catches, including some guys making their first career catches. Talk about Jimmy's ability to spread the ball around, but also the fact that you've got a lot of guys now that are weapons outside there at the wide receiver and tight end position.
We really do. Going into this season, I thought that the tight end position was going to be something that we really could capitalize on. I felt like a strength of our team is our tight ends and our running backs, and obviously our front, our offensive line as well. I thought we were going to have to grow our wide receiver group a little bit. They were young, but I knew they were talented. We have a lot of freshmen that are on the field right now at that position specifically because we went out and made a focus of it in recruiting. But as the game went on, it wasn't too big for them, and you're always concerned about that. And so the guys that were supposed to get open got open. They ran the correct routes, the correct timing. That's what the pass game was all about. And they did a really nice job. And, when I came off the field, if someone would have said, well, what exceeded your expectations? I think they exceeded my expectations because I didn't know exactly how they would respond to a game environment. So I was really encouraged by that, and I was encouraged to see how many catches different guys got.
Another bright spot, I thought, third down conversions. That's something that as the season progresses, if you're converting on third downs, one, you're keeping your offense on the field. It also means you're moving the ball. It seemed to be a step in the right direction in that category this past Saturday.
No, it really was, and I think, I don't know if we were 8 for 18, maybe on third down, it was something like that, but 18 conversions is a lot. Now, we need to do a better job on first and second down, and that ties into the run game. But those conversion downs are critical. And the mark that we're looking for in general is somewhere around 47 between the third down conversions and the fourth down conversions. And I think we were right around 45, 46% on those. That's operating at a pretty good clip, which means you stay on the field. And we want to stay on the field. We want to continue to drive the football. And I think our time possession was 35 minutes. So, again, when you look at the score, all right, the score happens because you make catastrophic mistakes. Pick six, 2 turnovers that turn into points in the red zone. And that's the momentum of the game. And we never got that back in the first half.
Late in the game, fourth quarter, we got a chance to see Kyle Parsons, freshman out of Weddington, North Carolina. He showed some flashes, and you and I talked earlier. He's a guy that finishes runs. He can be physical, but he also has some speed. Talk about what you saw from him and what your expectations are for him moving forward.
Well, I knew in fall camp that he had the potential to be a really good football player. He showed some good things as camp progressed. He was injured to start off with a little bit of a hamstring. He's recovered from that. We wanted to get him some reps on Saturday to kind of see, what he could do against real competition. And that was kind of a general theme throughout, offensively and defensively. You're trying to find the guys that haven't played a ton of reps, see what they can do. I don't know if we left the field without a question of, okay, he didn't meet our expectations. And Kyle was a kid that really did meet and exceed our expectations as well. He's going to get more workload. There's no doubt about it. I'm expecting big things from him. He approaches it the right way. He's a mature kid. He's a tight zone guy. He runs it just how you want to run it. Got some wiggle, got some explosiveness. So again, some really good things in terms of where we want to go and what our vision of the offense and the defense. He's a piece of that too.
We'll take another break. When we come back, we'll look ahead. Terriers taking on Elon in the home opener on Saturday. You're watching the Coach Josh Conklin Show, brought to you by Budweiser of Spartanburg.
Black and gold. Bold. A victory story about to be told. Grit, toughness, and tenacity. A hub of hard work in Hub City. We're on these wins like dogs on a bone. In the zone. Our place, in your face, won't leave you alone. Strength, speed, fire, true. I'm sorry, do these things trouble you? We're Wofford College. We fly the W. Ingalls, proud partner of the Wofford Terriers.
Think big. Something life-changing. I'm talking education. Let's get inventive. Blow things up in a good way. Do it for 20 years? Wake up and education has received billions in funding. Who does all this? If you've ever played one of these or these, that would be you. Yeah, thank you.
Behind every adventure is the road that got you there. Behind every passion are the tools that make it happen. And behind every Ford truck and SUV is a Carolina Ford dealer going the extra mile, finding the vehicle you're looking for. It's our commitment to your journey. That's what it means to be true blue. New inventory is arriving daily. For great offers on a new Ford truck or SUV, go to buyfordnow.com or see your Carolina Ford dealer today.
Welcome back in. Watching the Josh Conklin Show, brought to you by Budweiser of Spartanburg. Coach, home opener this week, you get Elon. They're coming off a season opening loss to Vanderbilt, 42-31. Tell us about the Phoenix.
Well, they very similar personnel to what we saw last year. They've got some new guys, but they've kind of got a model of who they're recruiting, their recruiting type, and we'll expect to see those similar type guys. When you talk about their offense, I think they've got a quarterback that does some good things. The kid that got injured, not sure what's going to happen there, but they got the backup that came in against Vandy, who did a really good job. Played with a lot of confidence, in my opinion. The wide receiver is the guy that we have to have an answer for. He does a tremendous job, play him to the boundary most of the time, and he'll give you headaches if you don't have a plan for him. Defensively, when you look at them as we go against them on offense, a little bit different than last year as far as their structure, a little bit more of a four-down front this year. They do some things where they attack the back, which will be challenging for us. And then, kind of base out of a cover four look, quarter system, quarter team, similar to what we saw last week. So it'll be a big challenge. I know they've got high expectations up there in that conference. We start off with a very, very difficult month. We wouldn't want to have it any other way, though, because I think it's going to give us a chance to really test our mettle as we push into the conference. So it's going to be a great challenge, and I know we're excited to be back at home.
Do you buy into most teams make the biggest jump from week 1 to week 2? Is that something you subscribe to as a head coach?
I really do, but I think it's if you handle it the right way. And you got to handle it the right way as a coaching staff, and you've also got to handle it the right way as players. And what I mean by that is you got to continue to get better at the things that you do and not try to get sidetracked on the things that don't matter. So keep to the meat and potatoes, so to speak. Stay focused on the fundamentals, the techniques, the things that win games, and that's what it is. That's what it always is. Even when you look at the mistakes that we made against Chattanooga, it's not schematical errors. It's not mental errors. It really comes down to my pad level, my footwork, the finer details that win or lose a certain rep.
Always nice to be back at home, too, playing the home opener for this season.
Absolutely. We love playing at home. It's always a great place, a great atmosphere, especially in early September. It could be a little bit thick and a little bit hot, so to speak, even at night, which is something we'll be prepared for. But no, we're really excited, and just, again, excited about the progressions that we're making on the field as well, and keep pushing forward.
Coach, we appreciate your time. We'll talk to you next week.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for watching the Coach Josh Conklin Show, brought to you by Budweiser of Spartanburg. Well, join us again next week when we take a look at the Terriers game against Elon. Thanks for watching.